Welcome to Nugget 366 with Steve and Dana Groman. We want to thank those of you who are supporters. If you appreciate our nuggets, consider becoming a partner with us on a monthly or a one-time basis. There is so much information in these nuggets, and as you can see, there's been 365 before this one. You could watch one a day to get caught up. You can partner with us by calling 603-616-8907, and the links are in the description below. And now to today's nugget. We were trying to decide what we would do a nugget on from this December 2nd,
2023. Wow. The year's almost over.
The cover is what intrigued me. Ancient power plays, new discoveries, upend ideas about who was in charge in Maya cities. We're not going to cover that one. That's just kind of our point, though. Upend ideas. That's what happens so much in these magazines.
I've said for years at the meetings that all science publications, you grab any one, you're going to find minimum of 5 articles in there that basically say what we're learning now is causing us to rethink what we thought we knew.
Well, we have targeted articles, and there were over 100 in this one magazine, unbelievably.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And this one is called Newfound Fossilized Lampreys Probably Feasted on Flesh. And they're talking about the sea critter, and I'm focusing in on this. The fossils are the oldest lamprey specimens to clearly indicate a preference in feeding mode, says paleontologist Wu of the Chinese Academy of Sciences in Beijing and colleagues. In fact, the tooth arrangement of both ancient species strongly resemble that of a modern species of flesh-eating lamprey in the southern hemisphere.
There you have it.
They strongly resemble the modern one. Wonder why that is. They are.
Maybe they reproduce after their own kind?
The same. Seismic waves reveal Mars' true heart, as illustrated above. And the point in this one is, you see this beautiful illustration? It looks like somewhere that I would like to go and something I'd probably like to write in, but they're instilling in your mind that this is what Mars looks like and this thing's out there, but this is an illustration.
It's all make-believe in somebody's mind.
And the last sentence is just ridiculous. Please realize you cannot compromise with cosmology. Well, with evolutionary cosmology. Let me correct my statement. Because Mars and Earth were similar in their youth.
Well, nobody knows that.
Better understanding the red planet can tell us a lot about our own, says planetary scientist Henry Samuel.
All you gotta do is look at it.
Pieces of Theia live inside Earth. What is that? About 4.5 billion years ago, a Mars-sized object smashed into the young Earth. Now, we've got Mars and young, and they were just talking about that in the last article. They just repeat words. It's to synthesize their version. Spraying debris that coalesced to form the moon. Many scientists think. And what do you always say?
They think whatever they want. Doesn't make it true, even if most do think one certain thing.
Known as the giant impact hypothesis. A collision between Earth and a protoplanet remains the leading theory of how the moon formed. So we've got a theory based on a hypothesis.
I guess that's why Michio Kaku says that...
Oh, hold that. We've got an article that's going to be fitting for.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, it fits on this one.
Fossilization may alter feather proteins. Dinosaur and bird feather analyses challenge evolutionary ideas. Okay, there's one of the 5 that are going to challenge their ideas. We did many nuggets on this dinosaur bird thing, and they're really pushing it. And that's what they're going to be doing in this article right at the start. Many feathered dinosaurs couldn't fly, at least not like birds do today. But the reptiles' feathers may have been more bird-like than scientists previously thought.
This is going to make them think about it more?
Scientists increasingly think, oh boy, here we go, that feathers primarily kept dinosaurs warm and helped them attract mates. Oh, isn't that warm and snuggly?
Yeah, nice.
If feathers are one piece of the flight evolution puzzle, keratin may be an even smaller sliver, says biologist Matthew Shockey. An evolutionary puzzle. Moving right along. Science News 10 scientists to watch. How do we adapt to climate change? Can we fight back against Alzheimer's disease? What will it take to build a more equitable society? The researchers on this year's SN10 Scientists to Watch list are tackling slices of these and other grand challenges. Is that really science?
Grand challenges.
The Alzheimer's part is, but climate change?
And this is all in one publication.
Next article. Human evolution is about so much more than natural selection. Schroeder, a paleoanthropologist at the University of Toronto, works to untangle the various processes by which humans have evolved. She gonna work hard.
Yeah, real hard.
One such process, natural selection, is adaptive. It has nothing to do with evolution, does it?
No. Natural selection is, if you're fit for something, you're going to survive better than if you're not fit.
And you can acclimate and you can make yourself
sure.
more fit to fit in.
That's right.
Changes in an organism's features make it more suited to its environment, but some changes are not selected for or are even totally random. But I've circled this for a reason because I'm going to point out something else. Lauren Schroeder has loved dinosaurs since age 3 and bones since age 10. During university, she started studying the early evolution of the Homo genus, and it turned into her PhD. Let that sentence sink in. I don't even know that we need to elaborate.
They start out young.
How ancient viruses have shaped human history and evolution. Evolutionary virologist Daniel Blanco Milo seeks to solve that historical puzzle. He's not a virologist, he's an evolutionary virologist, which at least they're explaining where they're coming from, their background, and what side and what worldview they're on. Blanco Milo of the Fred Hutchinson's Cancer Center in Seattle studies ancient viruses and illuminates how they have shaped human evolution and history. Our primate ancestors tens of millions of years ago, he identified one particular gene that stuck around. With Maria Avila Arcos, an evolutionary geneticist at UNAM, to study epidemics in the Americas. Point here, there isn't a primate ancestor tens of millions of years ago. And this Maria lady is an evolutionary geneticist. I'm not sure they've always been putting that word in front of their titles.
No.
That just sort of jumped out to me. Don't ignore cooperation as an evolution driver. Marjorie Weber has long been drawn to bizarre and interesting and underappreciated species. Here we go, circled. As a kid, she liked beetles, roly-polies, earthworms, and spiders. But more than individual bugs, Weber, an evolutionary ecologist at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, is fascinated by life's richness. Again, as a kid.
Already believed in evolution.
And that's
saw
all
it
she was
through that
fed.
worldview. Yeah.
And that is why she has become what she is. As a kid. That's
It's
why
so
we're
important.
trying to help parents and people of all ages to realize it starts very young. Will life in alien atmospheres reveal itself through molecular signatures?
No.
A new cosmic ruler could size up an early epoch of the universe. Julian Munoz has come up with a ruler to measure the early universe, a theoretical physicist. All right, here we go. This is where I was wanting you to say that part.
Dream it up. Yeah, Michio Kaku says that in science, if we're off by a factor of 2, we call that horrible. But he says in cosmology, we're off by a factor of 1 to 10 to the 120th. That is 1 with 120 zeros behind it. He says this is the largest mismatch between theory and experiment in the history of science. That's saying a lot.
And the point is, that's what Munoz is. He is a theoretical physicist, and these are the people that Michio is talking about. Here's his little story.
And he even also admits in another interview that nobody in his field uses the so-called scientific method. Well, if you don't use the scientific method, it's not science.
Munoz studies the distant, dim period in the universe's history known as cosmic dawn. And it just goes on. This is one that should make everyone pay attention.
Big time.
Embracing AI in the classroom. I was just thinking the other day when I was in college, I had to type my reports on a typewriter.
Yep.
And that was a
You used to not be able to use a calculator in class.
Use a 3-hole punch and put it in a folder and turn it in. And now you don't even have to write your own paper.
Crazy, isn't it?
Last one. Jupiter dazzles in infrared. Future observations could help untangle future observations. That means they don't have any now. Could help untangle the tricky physics occurring in the atmospheres at planets' equators. Huso says, we don't understand it on the Earth at the level that we would like, and we don't understand it on Jupiter. I don't know that we even need to say more.
Science fiction, highly imaginative fiction involving some actual or projected, as in this case, scientific phenomena.
If you're looking for a meaningful Christmas present, you still have a few days left. Contact us as we are running a great special, 30% off and free shipping. Give us a call. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.